All right, so welcome back from that short break. We just spoke to Ohemaa Candace of gsplash.com, and we are still at the 2020 Ghana Blogger Summit, which is a virtual edition, and I have a special guest, very inspiring individual who's done a lot for, he's moving from the blogging space now, he's impacting society. So the topic that we are talking or discussing is how to use a blog as a medium to impact society. So as a blogger, you are not just someone just to be online and posting stories, but he has taught us that you can actually use resources from your impact or from your network to do more things for society. Kobby Kyei,
thank you.
Welcome to the summit.
Thank you.
Last year you were also a speaker.
Yes.
You jumped in on board, and then it was very great to listen to your story. But a year on, a lot of things have changed.
Yeah, well, I wasn't happy with the ranking though.
Nobody is happy with the ranking. Nobody. But
because I was 27th, and fast forward this year, the same 27th.
Oh, okay, so you maintain your position.
But looking at the workspace,
it means like there was no growth.
But
I think
that was quite ridiculous.
Yeah, I realized there's been lots of competition for the past year. New bloggers came on stage. Congratulations for maintaining your position.
Thank you.
So, the story that I think my viewers would like to know is, how did blogging start for you?
Thank you so much for this opportunity and what you are doing for bloggers. You are also giving it like a different look out there. Because in the blogging space, quite a number of people don't really kind of take it serious. But you coming on board with the ranking and such an initiative is giving the corporate world that perspective or that mindset that these guys are also doing amazing. So God bless you for that.
Thank you.
It all started when I completed University of Education, Winneba. So I hold a degree in music.
Wow.
So after my music, I love music so much. I love entertainment. So even when I was on campus, I used to follow artists for shows. So, of course, people know me for the fact that I'm a Sarkodie fan. So I started as a Sarkodie fan. Everywhere, anywhere you see Sarkodie, I'm there, cheering him up, updating my followers of Sarkodie's content, exclusive content. So I didn't even know that was even blogging, because I was just doing it, update, caption, writing stories So after university, I was hungry. Anytime you're hungry, you come with ideas. So my friends are saying Charlie, what you're doing, I think that you can really go into media, go to GIJ and all that. That's okay. So I'm done with degree. I'm looking for. So I was posted to Ashama Senior High School to go and teach music. At that particular time, I was also thinking through whether to start a blogging or I should go into teaching. So I called Ameyaw Debrah, our godfather, big respect to Ameyaw Debrah. I called him and said, okay, so I want to come to your place so that I can have a one-on-one conversation with you, how best you can also help me. So when I visited Ameyaw Debrah, one thing that he told me was that, from afar, I thought you were even blogging. I'm like, no. He said, you are doing the right thing, you're on your path, so just go and continue. I'm like, woo, okay. Then I'm going to give it to you guys back to back. So, I did a little research online, and I noticed that, vlogging in the Western world, people are really taking it very serious and all that. So, what can I also do? So I started, it was hard for me to get money to buy my domain and all that. So I started with Kobby Kyei news updates, like the CNN updates, where, let's say, Prince wins BET, I'll use your picture just with a caption.
Yeah.
And it was flying. Because I also noticed that people were also kind of tired of, the Ghanaians. Chunk of them are lazy in reading. Yeah. So when I do that short thing, Sarkodie wins BET, blah, blah, short caption with a picture, I screenshot and I'll share, and we'll go viral. So, I spoke to my girlfriend, now my wife, that, I want to go into blogging. It's okay, so how am I doing it for the domain? She gave me the money, big shout out to Ajwa. She gave me the money to buy my first domain. And so, just this month, so 14th of November, will be, that's tomorrow.
Yeah, that's tomorrow.
will be my 3 years celebration.
Wow.
So 3rd anniversary of the Kobby Kyei news brand. So 3 years in the game, and it has been, the rest is history. So that has been the beginning. So big shout out to Ameyaw Debrah, big shout out to
Ajwa, of course.
Ajwa, my wife, and to Sarkodie. I'm not saying this because he's here. He's also one of the people that, when it comes to putting up positive content and impacting, was Yemmey Baba. And I'm not saying because he's around. He's one person that also believes in positivity and always trying to channel that side of him to the masses. He doesn't entertain those kind of clean. So big shout out to Ameyaw, Yemmey, Baba, my wife, Sak, Debrah, and all those, especially the fans out there who also helped in clicking and sharing my content.
Well, and I realize that everybody has something new that they bring on board. And one thing that is peculiar to you is branding. I mean, you will not see a blogger with his logo on his shirt, with his logo on his car, and then you blew us with a billboard. I mean, how did you have to take it that far?
So from my preamble, I told you how you've been able to giving Ghanaians that blogging is a serious business. That's how come you're organizing such summits and all those for forums. And so I also sat back and asked myself, so what can I also give back to the community, especially with the corporate world, how they can perceive the blogging business? Because on my research, I noticed that bloggers in the States, in UK, in Europe are doing serious business. And so I said, okay, so what can I do in Ghana here for the people to know that it's a serious business? So brand, of course, I mean, visibility, brand identity is something that in our part of the world we lack. You understand? Yeah. Branding is something like that. It's just of late that you see people now trying to woof up, brand. But it's something that you need. It's somebody in that. So that's how come I bought the billboard. I mean, when ZionFelix mounted his studio, everyone was happy for Ameyaw, for Zion, because it covered all of us. Oh, blogger to me is his studio. It means that side is also serious. So what can I also do to benefit myself and also be an umbrella for the whole blogging fraternity? Yeah. So a billboard, and trust me, when I mounted, that very day I mounted a billboard, I'm saying this here for the first time, that very day I mounted a billboard, I had 3 politicians who were ready to take me to Kumasi for a political campaign, and the money was huge. I told my wife, Charlie, this amount. They said, hey, I said, no. Because looking at where I'm coming in, I mean, I'm still young. So, I mean, trying to, so that's the power of the billboard, the businesses that are coming from the corporate world. I mean, a young boy will see a billboard and smile, oh, it's nice. But someone who is business oriented, like the big bosses will see the boy, no, this guy is serious. Yeah. Then again, apart from the business side of it, that visibility. I have my logo on my card, my shirt, billboard all over. Because, I mean, WhatsApp, TV, they have that billboard just here. Brand visibility. Yeah. You understand? So at least people will pass there regularly. I mean, they are cars passing. If you don't even know who Kobby Kyei is, that logo will always be visible to you. And also a sort of investment into my brand. Yeah. You understand? Investment is not necessarily trying to also buy something, but investing in other areas of your brand for people to know how serious you are. Now, I think that when I mounted a billboard and how my brand is very visible, a lot of corporate people have taken me very serious, and that's the nature that I want. I want to get to the mass and also get to the corporate. Last week, I went to AMA for a meeting, and I had the opportunity to speak to their boss, and he told me right in the face that, Charlie, if it's not because of so and so who introduced you, I don't respect the blogging community. Yeah. Why? Because they have that perception that we are full of negativity, we are full of always tarnishing the image, cyberbullying, and sensationalism and all that. And so he showed my page to him, and it's like, whoa, are you in Ghana? You're doing all these things? Like, yeah. So yeah, so you are really impacting. So that's how it's supposed to be. Wow. You understand?
So then we'll take the conversation to, I mean, if you go to your page now, it's about lots of positivity, lots of going to rural areas, helping people that nobody would even pay attention to. Yeah. Like, how did that idea come about?
Thank you. So go there with Kobby Kyei. Yeah. Growing up, my mom is still a nurse, but my dad is no more with the hospital stuff. But my dad used to work with Salvation Army Rehabilitation Center, where they look into children who are physically challenged. My dad was building crutches and the wheelchairs and all that. So I used to play with such children, and it will amaze you. Who are they're gonna know so and so, and a lot of people will find it very funny to come closer to them. But for me, when I was growing, I was just playing with them back and forth. So junior high school, I told my dad said that we were playing. I said, like I'll look after them when I grow up. So after SS, I kept saying it. So when I started this whole blogging thing, my dad called me one day and said, okay, so you are see on TV, on radio. I think this is the time you have to help the people you promised. Yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. A lot of people have money, but they are not ready to help. Yeah. It's not. I mean, it's not the time that you have to be a billionaire before you start helping people. So I said, okay, let me just use my platform to also showcase some of these people. I might not be the one to help, but I'm sure it will touch some few people, I mean, their hearts to help. So I just posted that, okay, so there's this a new initiative coming up, Go There with Kobby. So if you know any physically challenged person in your community, especially in the rural areas, just hit me up. And Prince, when you come to Accra, those who are physically challenged, most of them are privileged of, I mean, it's not good, but they are privileged of standing the traffic to get some, at the end of the day, you got some money to even buy pure water. But let's focus on those who are in the rural areas.
Yeah.
There's no traffic there. I mean, Obia sending them, it's farm, home.
Yeah.
And these people are kept in the rooms because of that mindset that they are witches and wizards. And I said, no, let me just move to them. Let me bring them to the limelight so that people can also help. And it has been an amazing, I mean, where's my camera guy? We've a lot of people. So I said, okay, a lot of people also take this as an advantage to deceive some of these people. Go and take videos of them, put it out there to take money orders. Okay, so even before I come to you, I'll ask you, just list some 3 most important things that you need. Let me see if I can provide one whilst I'm coming, so that I won't just come and interview you, put it on camera, and that's it. So most of them, the requirement was wheelchair. So I started with my team, the money we had from, gigs and all that. So I raised 3,000 Ghana cedis, and few friends coming together to buy wheelchairs. And so if you notice, I'm just donating wheelchairs left, right. And the people that we give to, when you give them, because most of them are indoors, when you give them a wheelchair, it's going to aid them to move around. And one gentleman that we gave a wheelchair, and he said something that, he told the mom, my patron, I said, sorry. So that wheelchair is actually going to aid him to go to church. And if there's any program outdoor events, he'll be able to go. And those who have cerebral palsy and all that. There's one lady who's also at Akwei that we visited. We posted a video, and one lady, Jennifer, who's in France, Ghanaian who's in France, sent 2,700 Ghana cedis to be given to such a woman. And the woman, the girl's mother was happy because that money is actually going to help. So I think that Go There with Kobby Kyei is just here to stay, and it's about visiting the rural areas to bring out those who are going through a lot of challenges. It's just about impacting society.
Wow, so I've seen that it's become a trend of bloggers now. Everybody is trying to, build a brand, and you've become more of like a godfather when it comes to, pushing your brand out there. And it's surprising that this happened in just 3 years.
Just 3 years.
Before we conclude on this session, I want to find out what are some of the lessons that you think bloggers should pick from your story.
I think that the cyberbullying is so much. I think the sensationalism is good, but I think that it's so much. When you go out there in the Western world, like I said, you might not want to compare the territories, but in a bigger picture or in a broader perspective, I keep saying that when you go to US, there are a lot of areas that are bad, but hardly will you see them championing that cause. But I think in our parts, some bloggers find that happiness. If you do something and it's wrong, they feel that excitement of putting that thing out rather than putting what Prince, that positive thing that Prince did out. That fulfillment of putting a negative image or a fake news out there is terrible to me. I don't know. So my advice is that when you are putting such content out, try and follow your instinct. Be very mindful. And if you are going to be in this business for a very long time, you shouldn't start some of these things. I have the opportunity to ask some of the new bloggers, why do you want to put this person in a bad light? You say, oh, I want to do that for traffic. I want you to do that for, yes, traffic. At the end of the day, you will get the traffic. But the impacts in that respect, me, I don't get my money from, Zion will get the money from YouTube, but I don't get my money from YouTube. Because I know that Ghanaians, so when you do a very clean interview, Debrah, and after that interview, Debrah told me that, you see this beautiful interview that you've conducted, no negative, no sensationalism.
It won't trend.
I'm telling you, this interview will not trend, but in some few years to come, you're going to be proud of yourself having this interview. When BBC comes to have a documentary on me, they are going to use your interviews, and those things are priceless. I don't feed on my YouTube. You go on my YouTube and probably like 300 views and all that. I don't give, but that positivity is also giving me money. 3 years, billboard, I have my car, like I have my kids, wife. I don't do any other work apart from this. So it means that positivity sells. I mean, I had my brother, let me mention this, Sammy K, media on one channel saying that we should blame Ghanaians, not bloggers. It's because of Ghanaians, that's the reason why bloggers are putting out negative content. And I laughed at my brother, Sammy K, because I feel that if this water is here, big shout out to Vanna Water, and let's say your baby is crying, or the whole Ghanaians are crying, give me water. You decide what to give to your baby, not what your baby decide. One of the days when you listen to radio, beautiful content. It's not about what you want. It's about what Peace FM is giving you. It's what about OK FM. It's what about Xylophone is giving you. So when we set an agenda that, okay, this is what we want to give to the people, when they come on my page and they see this trend, when they go on Zion's page, when they go on Yemmey Baba's page, and they see certain trend of action, some certain agenda, they are going to tilt towards that direction. But if you say, God, also on what you feel we post on all, they have no choice. So don't blame the masses out there. Say, I'm not bloggers.
Oh, that's good. Thank you very much. I think if we have to continue, I mean, you guys would not actually even leave your phone or your devices behind. But this is the 2020 Ghana Bloggers Summit, and we've been having great conversations, amazing one. And we just finished one with Kobby Kyei on using blogging as an impact or as a medium to impact society. And I hope and I believe that as bloggers, we'll get to tune our mind to provide a lot more of positivity for our readers and our viewers and listeners and everybody that follows us on social media. So thank you very much. We'll be going for a short break, and as we get to enter into a serious conversation that happened about an activity that happened in Nigeria, and we'll have Nigerians in the studio to talk about NSAS and how blogging has influenced it in this year. Thank you very much, and we'll be right back.